Hey friends, and welcome to this new video dedicated to Poppy Playtime. Today we are going to talk about something really interesting and mysterious, the new characters coming in Chapter 5. As you know, on the trademark website, many names have appeared for some time now that will almost certainly be the names of the characters we will encounter in the new chapter of the game. In previous videos, we have already analyzed some of these names, trying to understand who they might be and what characteristics they could have. But today I want to take you even deeper into the mystery, analyzing other registered names and trying to discover what they reveal about the dark and creepy world of Poppy Playtime. The cool thing about these names is that they often give us little hints about the character's personality, appearance, or even their abilities within the factory. So today we won't just read them. We will try to interpret them, imagine who is hiding behind those names, and how they might interact with our favorite characters. Or maybe with us. If you are curious to find out all this together with me, I suggest you immediately like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any news, theory, or mystery about Poppy Playtime. So get ready, because today we will enter the heart of the new secrets of Chapter 5, analyze the names, and try to imagine how the next characters we will soon meet in the scariest factory ever will be. Now let's start analyzing other names that we haven't covered in previous videos. As you know, in the past I made a video where I showed all the registered names on the trademark site, giving a general overview. Later I started making several videos dedicated to analyzing some of these names one by one, trying to figure out which characters could be behind each name and what clues they give us about their appearance or characteristics. There are so many names that it is practically impossible to analyze them all in just one video. For this reason, I decided to divide the analysis into multiple videos so we can focus on each name carefully and make more precise and detailed guesses. So let's start with the first name in this video, which is Blanky Blanks. If we look closely at the name, we can immediately notice that the word Blanky closely resembles the word blanket. This already gives us a small clue about what might be the main characteristic of this character. It is probably a mascot that has a blanket as its distinctive feature. For example, it could wear a cloak, be wrapped in a blanket, or have parts of its body that resemble fabric or cloth. Some people have also theorized that Blanky Blanks could actually be the ragdoll plush that appeared in the teaser shorts of Experiment 1202. This ragdoll has a slightly creepy appearance and could very well be one of the new characters in Chapter 5. However, if we think about it, that ragdoll does not have a visible blanket as a main feature, so there might be a difference compared to what the name suggests. This discrepancy opens the door to different possibilities. Maybe Blanky Blanks is an alternative version of the ragdoll, or maybe it is a completely new character that only shares some similarities with the plush already seen in the teasers. By analyzing the name and linking it to the blanket theme, we can already imagine interesting scenarios about how it could move, interact with the factory environment, and even what its abilities or role in the game might be. In short, the name Blanky Blanks gives us several hints to think about and allows us to start building a mental image of this character, even if for now everything remains a bit mysterious and open to theories. Now let's move on to analyze the second name in this video, which is Bindle Boogie. At first glance, this name already sounds very familiar, and that's no coincidence. In fact, it immediately reminds us of the famous Boogie bot, one of the most iconic characters from the previous chapter of Poppy Playtime. This connection has sparked several theories within the community. Many fans are wondering if Bindle Boogie could be somehow connected to Boogiebot, maybe as an alternate version or a mascot inspired by him. To clarify a bit, let's remember that in Chapter 4, we already encountered two different versions of Boogiebot. On one side, there was the medic version, and on the other, the scout version. Both had specific characteristics related to their roles, both in appearance and in behavior within the game. Precisely because of this variety of versions, some fans have speculated that Bindle Boogie could represent a third version of Boogiebot with new features or perhaps a completely different role in the factory. Of course, it's important to emphasize that right now we are only talking about theories and speculations. There are no official confirmations from the game creators, so every hypothesis should be taken with caution. That said, the name itself gives us some interesting clues. Boogie clearly refers to the original Boogiebot, while Bindle might suggest a new characteristic or distinctive element of this possible third version. Maybe with an ability related to a specific object, since the word bindle can mean bag or bundle. All these observations allow us to start building a mental image of Bindle Boogie, imagining how it might appear in the game, what interactions it could have with the environment and other characters, and especially what role it could play in the story of Chapter 5. It's always exciting to think about these possibilities, because every new name brings us a little closer to the secrets of the factory and the mysteries that await us in the new chapter. Now let's move on to analyze another very interesting name, which is Plush. Actually, this name is not entirely new to us, because I had already talked about it in one of my previous videos. However, in that video I mentioned it when I was talking about the characters that appeared in the teaser shorts. So today I want to go a little deeper into this theory and try to connect it to the details of the name itself. In the teaser shorts, a character appears that looks very much like a ragdoll doll, a creepy puppet, and many fans immediately speculated that its name could be Plush. Of course, as always, these are theories and speculations, because at the moment we have no official confirmations from the developers. But if we carefully analyze the name, we can already draw some interesting information. The word plush is particularly significant because it clearly indicates that the character is a plush toy. Looking at the ragdoll in the teaser, we can notice how the design of the character actually seems to match this description, a plush without additional aesthetic features, simple in shape but creepy in its gaze and behavior. This detail could suggest that Plush is a more pure character in terms of design, without added elements like cloaks, tools, or accessories, and that its threat comes mainly from its presence and its ragdoll nature. Moreover, the word gutter in the name can give another interesting clue. Gutter means drain or channel, but figuratively it can also mean something dirty, degraded, or marginal. This could suggest that Plush has a darker and more unsettling role within the factory, maybe acting in the more hidden or degraded areas of the game environment. So, combining the two elements of the name, we can already start to imagine a creepy character, a simple-looking plush, but with a terrifying aura, who might move in a sneaky way within Chapter 5. In short, even if these are just theories, the name Plush gives us several interesting clues about what this character might be like and what role it could play in the story of the new chapter, once again showing us how revealing and fascinating the registered names can be. Alright, we reached the last part of the video. We analyzed three very interesting names: Blanky Blanks, which could be a mascot related to a blanket or a cloak; Bindle Boogie, which might represent a third version of the famous Boogie bot; and Plush, the ragdoll plush that appeared in the teaser shorts, a character simple in appearance but with a creepy and mysterious aura. As always, these are theories and speculations, but they help us build an idea of the possible new characters in Chapter 5 and imagine the mysteries waiting for us in the Poppy Playtime factory. Thank you so much for staying here and watching the video until the end. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any news or theories about the upcoming chapters of the game. Stay tuned, because in the next videos we will continue analyzing more names and discover even more details about the new characters coming soon. See you in the next video. Bye bye.